I've got some super exciting news to share in today's video about a new bill that could put some extra cash in millions of families' pockets. This is big. The House of Representatives just passed a bipartisan $78 billion tax package that includes expanding the child tax credit. The child tax credit helps lower income families by giving them a tax credit for each child. Now, it's not as generous as the credit we had during the pandemic, but experts say it would still give real money to millions of families during tax season. I don't know about you, but I am pumped about this. As a parent myself, I know every little bit helps when trying to make ends meet. The cost of everything just keeps going up. Food, gas, housing. So this extra child tax credit cash can provide some much needed relief for hardworking moms and dads across the country. I'm feeling really hopeful that the Senate will get on board with this expansion too. It passed overwhelmingly in the House with bipartisan support. But of course, we can't take anything for granted these days in Washington. That's where you come in. If you want to see this child tax credit expansion become law, be sure to let your senators know. Call, email, tweet, make some noise. Remind them that millions of American families are counting on this, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel. I'll be staying on top of this issue and bringing you updates as soon as I hear anything. The future of the child tax credit impacts so many of us. So let's stand together and make our voices heard. Parents of America, help is hopefully on the way, but we've got to speak up so Washington listens. Now is the time. There are real benefits here for 16 million kids in low income, Mar said. This doesn't do everything it needs to be done, but it's definitely an important step in the right direction. The bill would expand the child tax credit through 2025 and lift as many as 400,000 children above the poverty line in the first year, and an additional 3 million children would be less poor, according to a recent report from the Center on Budget and Policy Priorities. If it is enacted, eligible families could see an average tax cut of $680 for 2023 taxes, according to estimates from the Urban Brookings Tax Policy Center. We know that the child tax credit is an incredibly effective, well-targeted mechanism for delivering relief to families with children, said Stephen Hamilton, assistant professor of economics at the George Washington University. The child poverty rate precipitously dropped during the 2021 child tax credit expansion, Hamilton said. And then, as soon as that expired, it radically increased. The American Rescue Plan boosted the maximum tax break to $3,000 or $3,600 per child, up from $2,000, and sent monthly payments to families. As a result, the child poverty rate fell to a historic low of 5.2% in 2021, largely due to the expansion, a Columbia University analysis found. After pandemic relief expired, childhood poverty more than doubled in 2022, jumping to 12.4%, according to the U.S. Census Bureau. A permanent expansion of the child tax credit could also provide long-term benefits, according to research published Thursday by the Urban Institute, modeling a permanent version of the 2021 child tax credit increase. The report projects higher graduation rates and future earnings for children whose families are child tax credit recipients. Even a small boost of income can pay really big dividends throughout life, said Nikita Irie, research analyst at the Urban Brookings Tax Policy Center. While the model used the bigger child tax credit enacted during the COVID-19 pandemic, the organization would expect similar results on a smaller scale with the current version of the expansion, Irie said. The bill would expand the current child tax credit, which is up to $1,600 per child, to a maximum of $1,800 in 2023, $1,900 in 2024, and $2,000 in 2025. The expansion would expire after that. The 3-year expansion of the child tax credit would not reach the level Congress approved during the COVID-19 pandemic, when it reached a maximum $3,000 or $3,600 for children under 6 years old. The bill includes several tax incentives for businesses, including a provision that would immediately allow businesses to deduct research and development investments made within the United States. The bill would strengthen America's competitive position with China by removing the current double taxation that exists for businesses and workers with a footprint in both the United States and Taiwan, according to a summary of the legislation. The legislation would help make housing more affordable through an enhancement of the low-income housing tax credit and other provisions. Parts of the legislation are intended to help communities recover from natural disasters, including tax relief for families harmed by hurricanes, wildfires, flooding, or the train derailment in East Palestine, Ohio. The legislation would be paid for by ending a tax break for businesses that kept their employees during the COVID-19 pandemic, known as the Employee Retention Tax Credit. The law would end the ability for businesses to file new claims on January 31st instead of April 15th, 2025.
Until next time, I'll see you in the next video.